Starting up front on the pole from Castaic, the number 64, that is Jason DeLong, and to his outside from Highland, the number 62 of Darren Cheek.
Row number 2 is going to be the number 84 machine out of Santa Clarita. It's Rich DeLong the third. And outside of Rich and that number 45 machine, it is Jason Young.
Row number 3, inside starter from Covina, the number 94, that is Matthew Sampson. And to his outside, the red number 02, starting 6, Jeff Watson.
Then we move back another row. Row number 4 to the inside out of Venice. It's the number 40 machine of Jerry Toporek. Outside of Jerry in that number 33 machine, ladies, it is Bridget Shaw.
And rounding out the field, the number 43, it's always a heap of trouble when he's on track, Harry McCallion. As it looks like the lights are out, Jeff, we're getting ready for our first main event of Night of Destruction. Our beautiful pace car pulls off the track and gets past at the start-finish line. Good thing he's not racing. Oh, a push for that number 64. He slips back to second. Cheek, your early leader, into turn number 3.
And we're going to see this, Tommy. As you mentioned, these drivers aren't used to racing on the third mile. So these drivers are just figuring out the handling, especially right now. We saw some issues in practice, in qualifying, including that number 64 machine actually blew a tire and totally shredded up the right side of the car.
Now, for you gearheads up in the grandstands right now, you're wondering what kind of vehicles are these? Well, you can see the leader. He's got a Camaro-looking body. That's the same chassis and everything else. These cars basically all Camaros, Chevy bow tie engines under the hood. You know, some of them are crate engines, some of them are built, you know, regular small block 350 Chevy engines. And then you got the cars that look really nice, like a NASCAR. Those are the same type of chassis, just with a nicer looking body. So don't let that fool you. These cars are all very similar in the years of 1970s. Muscle cars turned race cars.
Our leader, Tommy, is a driver that is not new to these type of cars. Darren Cheek, we've seen him race several types of divisions on both types of tracks out here. Darren Cheek, it's not too surprising to see him doing well, but we know he's been one of the drivers who've really been pushing to get this division going again here at Irwindale Speedway. Glad to see he made it out here in that number 62 machine, and he certainly has to be happy. He's leading the race.
And I want to make a correction. I said all these are similar to like a Chevy type. Well, you do see our back two blue cars, the petty blue-looking cars. Those are Dodge Darts. So if any of you Mopar fans up in the stands, you can cheer them on. But, Jeffrey, yeah, this super stock field, I'm actually seeing the second-place driver closing into your leader, that white and yellow leader, Darren Cheek. DeLong in the number 84 machine is starting to close in, according to my eyeballs, and I think scoring can help add to that.
It can a little bit. If anyone looks at the scoring pylon, you'll notice some numbers are missing. That is something that they've, of course, noted up in the race booth. So that's something that we have line scores for that reason. As we have a battle into turn number 1, it's Toporek he's into the rear bumper, the 94 machine of Sampson.
And that is what we call a bump and run, the short track race, and he bumped him, he couldn't get away from him. So that 40 machine, the 94, is slowing him up. He's going to use that, what we call chrome horn, beep, beep, get out of my way mentality there. Now, for lap traffic for your leaders coming up.
That's right, the 33 machine, Bridget Shaw, is going to give some room to our leaders into turn number 1. Looking back at that battle out of turn number 4. Now, Toporek, Tommy, he's used to racing out in the Lucas Oil Modifieds, doing all that kind of racing. And there's a lot of beating and banging that happens in that division as well. So he's ready for this.
And he's from Venice, so who knows? He probably is familiar with it out there as well.
That's all you need to know.
Venice Beach beating and banging.
Well, he gets to the inside here in this battle for the 5th position. Toporek trying to make it happen. And will clear out of turn number 2.
Lap number 10, 1/3 of the way through this main event. Coming up after this, you see him on the back straightaway, lined up and ready. There's a lot of them. That'll be our Enduro main event. That'll be a 30-lap contest. And, Jeffrey, trouble up front for your number 62. He's your leader, and that 62 cannot keep down low on the stripe. Here comes second spot DeLong.
Is there any chance that he's trying to save something? I mean, look at that. Actually, no, there's no way. Yeah. That car has an issue. Almost looks like it's smoking. Or is he just messing with DeLong?
I don't know of any racer that would give up their lead to play around. That thing is smoking.
I'm just trying to stir the pot.
You're doing a good job.
But the pot is running away from Darren Cheek right now.
It's boiling right now.
It is, yeah, he's getting away. Well, DeLong, our new leader in that 84 machine.
Rich DeLong the third from Santa Clarita. Probably rides a lot of roller coasters in his spare time up at Six Flags. But right now, he's got the best view in the house. He's the first one to the halfway flags at the start-finish line. You see the two cross flags up in the air. That signifies halfway to the drivers.
Battle heating up out of turn number 2 right now. Down the back straightaway, it's the 64 machine of Jason DeLong trying to hold off the 45 of Jason Young. So two Jasons going at it. Here you see the look to the inside on the 45 machine. Down the front straightaway and into turn number 1. Jason Young going to take the spot in his number 45.
And behind the wheel of these things.
Harry!
Harry all kind of crazy out of turn number 4.
We're used to seeing Harry drive like that, though.
I think it's been a while, though. He got that thing all crossed up. He looked like he was swatting bees inside that interior there.
Well, now he's making a move. He's going for it.
You know, it takes about half the race for Harry to get crazy, so
we're there, is what you're telling me. You, Tommy, you and I were talking a little bit about this race for the lead. DeLong pulled away from Darren Cheek, but don't look now. Darren Cheek is starting to knock on the door for this battle. Looks like the 62 machine's coming up to that rear bumper. Wants to lead back.
So Darren Cheek, two-time champion out here at Irwindale Speedway in the Superstocks, and one in the Superstock, one in the trucks, and he's starting to stick his nose right up the back bumper of the 84 of Rich DeLong III.
Oh, man, squirrely down the back straightaway. The 94 machine spins it out into turn number 3. That's Matthew Sampson, and the caution will come out.
I was hoping he was able to...
Oh, and he almost clips our leader. DeLong gets by.
Wow. Woo! That was a close one.
And it looks like a problem for the 40 machine. Toporek not up to speed. As we restart here, lap number 19. DeLong now going to try and hold off the 62 machine of Cheek. DeLong sideways there out of turn number 4, and a little bit of bumper action into turn number 1. Got to keep an eye on that number 45 machine. Young looks like he is coming up to speed, but off the pace is that 40 machine at Toporek. Looks like his night's going to end early. I don't think he's going to make it off the track, however. This might be another caution. And if so, it's going to re-bunch up the field. Look at Darren Cheek to the inside. Some contact into turn number 3. And DeLong is sideways. These cars they are holding on to these things with dear life. And hello. Darren Cheek to the inside.
Oh, yeah, they love that.
Now, if there's one driver you probably don't want to push, it's the one that was just pushed, that number 84 machine of Rich DeLong. Darren Cheek, better not let him get back to his rear bumper. We'll see how this shapes out. As we are on lap 23, Toporek's car is still sitting. It looks like the 33 machine of Bridget Shaw, unfortunately, has a mechanical issue as well. Now we have a battle for second into turn number 1. 45 machine, it's Young looking on the inside of DeLong. And Jason Young moves up his 45 machine to the second spot.
But he wants it back.
5 laps to go. You can see the flagman giving a high five to the field. Darren Cheek is pulling away with this one. Again, this is a veteran of this racing series. Haven't seen him in one of these cars in a while, but it's clear that it's just like riding a bike for Darren Cheek. Got a battle here coming down the front straightaway. Harry McCallion, we saw him get super sideways in that Dodge Dart. He's looking to the inside of the 94 machine. That was the car that brought out our caution earlier. So some battles all over the place. McCallion sideways, holds onto it.
Dirt track it.
Harry McCallion. Now there's a veteran racer in these style of cars. White flag is in the air for Darren Cheek. 1 lap to go, and off the pace is the 45 machine. Something broke on Jason Young's car. And he's going to lose all those positions out of turn number 4. Make some noise for your winner, the 62 of Darren Cheek. DeLong second, and don't hear me wrong here, DeLong third. That's right, Rich DeLong the third, and Jason DeLong. Those are your top 3 finishers. Heartbreaker for the 45 machine of Jason Young. He was having such a good run there, and his car is going to come to a stop on the back straightaway. Folks, make some noise once again for your winner here, Darren Cheek in the number 62.
How about that, Irwindale? That's the way we get it started here. Third mile style, man. These 2 guys race their guts out. How about that? Darren Cheek, talk to this crowd, man. We call that the bump and run at Irwindale, and he was running hard tonight. What do you think about that? Your first time back at Irwindale in a while, and you come up in victory lane.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't had a win here since 07.
Yeah, it's feeding into that.
It's great to be back out here. We all got to give a hand to Tim Huddleston for putting this together, because if not, we wouldn't have a place to race. I thank you so much. Everything you guys do for us. The fans, thank you for coming out on Saturday night and spending your time for us. I got to thank a lot of people. I got to thank Bill Porter, Larry Circatini, my dad, everybody that's put hard work into it. I mean, I didn't get a chance to paint it. We were working all week on it, trying to get out here for this race. My son Ethan, he's my second-hand man. I mean, this kid, I couldn't do without him either. Stephanie, thank you for allowing me to be gone.